Welcome back to Faye's Place, a podcast where dreamers have the liberty to dream. I'm your host, Phaedra, and I am so excited that we have this time to dream together. There are so many ways to tell stories, but storytelling without using words takes a special skill. Today, we're talking to a creative that knows how to capture the moment, from taking pictures of performers like Ciara and Meg Thee Stallion to track stars like Noah Lyles. Ashé Davis continues to build her career, trusting her eye and chasing the moment. Thank you for stopping by Faye's Place. How you doing, Ashé?
Ooh, what an intro. I'm doing good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Only the best for the best.
Hello.
Only the best for the best. The funny thing is, I think your dad and my mom grew up together, and my dad and your mom grew up together, and we grew up together. So,
Yes. And I was like, I'm about to be on her podcast. And so we were just talking about like how crazy and like how small the world is, honestly. It's so
I
crazy.
know. Me and my mom's favorite memory of you when you was in tap and you did the little snap and the step. Oh, it was
Oh
the cutest.
God. Oh God. Oh God. I miss those days though. I miss it
I
so
know.
much when things were
I know.
easier. We weren't
Oh my
adults.
God. Oh my God. Every time around Christmas, I'm like, I miss the days when a Bratz doll would make me happy.
That's it. That's it. Now
Like,
it's
a,
payday. Now
now
it's like,
it's
now it's like, let's wait another 2 weeks. Like, it's just it's a simpler time. It's a simpler
I know, I love
time.
it. Yeah. Never rush your age. That was the best advice I've gotten
Hello.
thus far. Never
Ever.
rush it.
Ever.
Well, speaking of being a child, take us back to 5-year-old Ashé growing up on Long Island. What did she dream of becoming?
Oh my God. I wanted to be a singer so bad. Like, I love music. My family's a very musical family. Everybody sings. So I'm like, I want to be a singer. That's it, and that's all. I don't know when that dream like changed, but that was like the one thing, I guess, because my family put me in a lot of performance arts. So like I was always like in singing. I was always like doing choir. I was always dancing. I've performed so many times growing up, so I think just naturally I was like, I want to be a singer. And I think that changed like as I got more into high school and realized like I don't sing like Beyonce. So yeah, I had to be a little bit more realistic, but yeah, I definitely wanted to be a singer like so bad growing up. I was like, yeah, this is the life. I want it so bad, but we had other plans.
That's so funny. I didn't know about singing. I thought maybe a dancer, but definitely on stage. You
Yes,
have the best personality.
thank
So I
you.
could see that. I could see that. So what inspired you to get into photography?
Photography has always been in my life. My dad like always had tons of disposable cameras around us, and like we're always joking around. Like he created the first selfie, if you ask me. Like he would turn that disposable around, and we'll get some selfies in. And my family, we have so many like printed photos. I see photos of my mother's wedding. I see pictures of my mother's childhood, my father's childhood, my sister. So seeing all these pictures, I'm like, I love taking like pictures. I love memories. Like how can I not like photography with all this around me? Um, so I think like naturally it just came to me. I didn't really like be like, oh, I want to be a photographer. It just naturally just came to me from growing up. So it started with, loving to take pictures of myself. I got like my first digital camera in like middle school. So I was always taking pictures and doing crazy things on like what was it called? It's like Flickr and like Photo Bucket and
Yes.
there's one more I used to really love. Pick.
Did you have MySpace?
So I was allowed to have MySpace, but I was sneaking it. I was sneaking it.
Oh, okay, okay.
You
Keep
know,
it
mom and
real.
dad know now. But yes, I was always just editing my pictures like so crazy. And then I would say when it got to high school, I noticed that, I was running track too. And they needed pictures for our yearbook. So I was like, oh, let me pick up my camera and start taking more pictures. So I think it just like unnaturally but naturally just like fell into my lap. And then I would say like maybe like college or after I graduated from college, I was like, I might want to actually like see what this is like going further, like actually taking pictures of people and like kind of making it more than just a hobby, and see where I go with it.
I think that's so great. And that leads me to my next question. So, like I said earlier, you have had amazing opportunities capturing stories of
Mhm.
celebrities. How did you land those opportunities?
Honestly, God, let's start there. Like, God, like,
Period.
has a way of just making things happen for you and stuff. It makes you dream bigger than you were already dreaming. I would say my first actual, I don't even know if it's my first, but my actual encounter, I was reaching out. There was like an event going on through Rock Nation, for a women's only event, basically, of just different artists that are performing. So I was like, hey, I want to be a photographer. Can I shoot here? They was like, yeah, you can shoot here, no problem. I'm like, whoa, okay. So I was doing it. I was just winging it as much as I could, just shooting backstage, shooting on stage content. I was posting my pictures, and one of the artists that saw it was Ombre. And that day, Ombre is like an R&B artist. I exchanged information with her manager, and from that day, like, they were like, oh, she's releasing an album, like, come to Rock Nation and come see. The whole day I just was with them, and I'm like, this is crazy. And so after that, I was like, this is, I love music. I'm like, maybe I could really see this for myself. Then I realized, like, the more opportunities you go for, the more things could just like naturally come to you, or you got to put in the effort, and then when you put in the effort, things will be rewarded back to you. I would say, like, just putting yourself out there, like, really, like, helps you get to where you need to be. Honestly, like, somebody will see it, even though it may not happen overnight. Sometimes it might happen overnight, like, you never know. But if you just keep showing your talents and everything like that, like, it'll eventually take place. So everything else, I would just say, just from posting and making sure, I'm seeing. The Ciara thing was crazy, the Meg Thee Stallion. It just, every day I'm still in shock about it. I'm not even gonna lie.
How much can you talk about the Ciara opportunity?
I can talk a little bit about it. I would say, wow, she is the most humblest person, the sweetest person ever. Like, I also do sports events as well. And so at the time, I was shooting the second annual Athlos track meet, which is also an all women track meet as well. So the first year was Meg Thee Stallion, the second year was Ciara. And again, I was posting pictures. First, everybody was posting pictures of the actual track meet, and I was like, okay, none of the photographers like posted pictures of Ciara yet. I was like, let me post a picture of Ciara first, and then see what happens. And she saw it right away. She liked it. I don't know if it was her manager or her that was running the page, but they messaged me like, hey, can we repost these and tag you? I'm like, yeah, of course. Yes, you can. You can. So from that moment on, they reached out to me like after like a couple weeks to do like another gig, and then after that was another gig, and I was like, whoa, like, this is getting crazy. And then I was actually, the second gig that I actually did to actually meet her, because the Athos I didn't get a chance to meet her. I just took pictures of her on stage. The second time, when the event wrapped up, and I came up to her, and she was like, "Thank you so much, Ashé," and I was like, not you know my name, like,
Wait. Take it back. She said, "Thank you so much, Ashe."
Yes, she said my name. And that meant a lot to me because, like, some celebrities and honestly, some people that are you're working with, they don't even care to even learn your name. They don't
Yeah,
even care. They just want to know what work you gave them, put in our hands, submit, all right, bye, thank you for your services. That's it. So for her to even do that, that spoke volumes to me.
I
But
love it.
and after that, just was getting, contacted a little bit more, and it was amazing. Like, she's just a very, very sweet person. Her entire family, like, it was amazing. It was life changing for sure. Absolutely.
And I love what you said. You just went and took the risk.
Yes,
Said the only thing that they could say is no. And
exactly.
I don't think people really understand that. Like, you have to
Hmm.
put yourself out there because if you don't believe in yourself, why would somebody else believe in you?
Exactly. And I'm not gonna lie, that's
Yeah.
the one thing I always go by. Like, that's so funny that I always tell people, like, the worst thing people can say to you is no. That's the worst thing. Like, just put yourself out there, because you're gonna regret if you didn't put yourself out there in the first place. So just go for it. And if they're like no, okay, on to the next thing. But that's the worst thing that can happen.
And you know the best thing about that too, because even if they say no, you learn so much within that no. Like I remember I was
Hmm.
calling up companies and it was like, well, I think you have to actually contact their manager or you actually have to contact their agent. And I'm like, oh, so now I know I have to
Yes,
contact their agent for such and such. I have to contact their manager for this. And
exactly.
so every
Exactly.
everything's a teachable moment.
And the funny thing about that is, like, you also learn along the process that some no's that you get, it was a blessing. That some no's
Yes.
you need, some no's, some doors do not need to be open. Okay, like as you're going through life and stuff, you're like, you know what, I'm glad I didn't get that opportunity, or you know what, I wasn't ready for that opportunity. Now I'm more prepared. Like,
Right.
it's always God's timing at the end of the day, you know.
Do you have an idea for a business, but bringing it to fruition seems so overwhelming? Look no further. Embolden Consulting is a strategy and creative consulting agency that turns bold ideas into thriving ventures. When rebranding my podcast Phase Place, I needed direction and someone who gets it, who gets me. I tried Embolden Consulting and was not disappointed. The results I received showed that there was close attention to detail and gave me insight of what I needed to make my business work. You have the vision. Let Embolden Consulting help you execute the dream. Their services include strategic messaging and branding development, operational strategy, project management, and marketing campaign design. Email Jody Iyamu at emboldenconsulting.com. That's JODIIYAMU at emboldenconsulting.com to set up your consultation today. Use the code PhasePlace to receive a free consultation. So you're not only a celebrity photographer, but you are also an occupational therapist. What's something occupational therapists do that most people would never expect?
Honestly, I would say occupational therapy as a whole. A lot of people still do not know what occupational therapists do.
Fun fact,
Yes.
when I first went to college, I wanted to be a pediatric occupational therapist.
Really?
Yes, but I did theater instead because I was like, oh, we got to do science. Okay. Never
Yeah,
mind.
yeah, the science almost took me out. I'm not gonna lie. The science almost took me out. So yeah. No. It even still, people, a lot of people still don't know what OT is. You know, we try to help people as much to, do meaningful occupations. So let's say we can be in so many different areas. So for example, I work on the school level. I work at a high school with individuals with disabilities, and it ranges. So some of them are helping them with their sensory processing issues. So one person, a student may look very overstimulated or very hyper or aggressive, where the student's just trying to process their environment, basically. And I'm trying to help them figure out how to regulate. Um, helping them with handwriting. There's just so many components in it. And then you get OTs that are in the hospital setting or at nursing homes. You can be working directly with stroke patients and trying to have them regain um, like their sensory processing, trying to have them regain their motor process. Like, it's so many different things that OT is. And more and more people are becoming more aware about it. Sometimes people mention it in like TV shows and stuff. But it's amazing. It's honestly a rewarding field. Every day is not easy, but you come home and you're like, you did something good.
Oh, I love that. Now, what's the most creative therapy activity you ever used with a patient? Or maybe your favorite activity?
Okay. It's not my most creative, but it was my most favorite because it was very memorable for me.
Mm-hmm.
So during my process, we had to be at different fieldwork locations, and it was my final one. It was during COVID. I was at a nursing home, so it already was a lot, full blown bodysuit and everything. And this one lady, she was there. She was a stroke patient, older woman, and she was like, we're doing all her exercise, and she was like, I really just want to put my lipstick on again. That's it. I really just want to apply lipstick on again. I was like, oh, I can do that for you. I was helping her how to figure out how to, put her lipstick on and everything. And after like a few tries, again, she was able to do it. And then literally she was so happy. She felt so beautiful. We had held a mirror up to her and everything. I come to work the next day, she passed away.
Oh
Crazy.
my gosh.
Crazy. And it was
Wow.
devastating to me. Like, I come in and there's an empty bed and I'm like, what happened? But I'm just like, it felt good that I gave her the one last thing that she just wanted to be able to do. Like, that's all she wanted to do was
Right.
just do what she's always been doing, putting her lipstick on, looking beautiful. And that really is what OT is. Like, we want you to get back to doing what you were doing in your everyday life. Some people, want to learn how to cook again. And it's so rewarding. It could be sad sometimes because, most people be like, wait, that's very sad. That's very traumatic. But it meant a lot to me. And then I think it honestly changed my outlook on like how I treat patients and stuff like that. Cause it's just like, it's not about me. It's about what they want and what they need and what they want to get back to, you know?
Oh, that's so beautiful. You're getting
Yes,
married.
I am.
How is it balancing your personal life and career?
I'm a month out, so I've been planning for like a year and like 3 months, basically three or 2 months. In the beginning, it was a little rough, and then like the last couple of months have been easy. Like it really wasn't bad because I'm a naturally like a multitasker, so it really wasn't that bad. However, that last month of planning, the last month before the wedding, it is like where I am right now, it is stressful. So I thank God that I was like, hey guys, I'm letting you guys know I'm gonna stop my bookings mid-March because I just knew like from responses I would see from other brides, they're like that 1 month mark is getting crazy. So I'm glad I did that because it can be a lot. And you know, I didn't want to neglect my business where like I'm taking on all this stuff. I'm stressed out. Now I'm not responding to my clients on time. I'm not meeting my deadlines. Like before I end up on raw reviews, I'm gonna let me
Right.
get this together. Let me get this together. But honestly, I'm pretty organized. Like I swear by my Google calendars. I have so many checklists to date. Like my Google Sheets is insane. It's really a good balance once you figure out like, okay, maybe I need to take time to work on this today. Maybe I need to take time to work on this. And sometimes you just need mental health day too. So that's I think is the most important thing is knowing like, okay, I can't burn myself out. Like I can take on a lot of stuff, but I also need to just relax. So that's usually like how I was balancing. But now I'm officially like on a break until after the wedding. So which I think will be really good because that 1 month mark is crazy.
Now I know that he's very supportive of
Yes.
you. Go ahead and brag about your relationship.
My man, my man, my man. No, yeah, we've been together for like 10 years now. We
What?
were
That's
yeah,
great.
we were college sweethearts, so we were on the same track team together. And he's just always been very amazing and supportive, you know. When I first started thinking about taking up photography, I was like, you know, everybody's doing it. I don't know if I should do this. And he's like, just go out, just go for it. Like you never know. Like just go for it, just do it. So was one of my first subjects on my first, camera. So he's always
Yes.
been very, very supportive. Any bookings, he hears all my rants and he hears he's always the first one to, hear. And then also he's always the first one to hear any news like, look who just booked me or guess what, I'm going or whatever. So he's always just very supportive. He never stands in the way. He's always trying to help me out and always let me know like I'm in his corner no matter how big, how small a gig is. He's always just right there for me and he doesn't try to hold me back or anything. He's amazing.
Beautiful. That's what we love to hear. That's what we
Mhm.
love to hear. Now, who would you want to take pictures of? Okay, like if you could wave a magic wand, who is your dream booking?
I hate to be this person, but it's Beyonce. Like I need that Cowboy Carter Renaissance. I need a
Yes.
tour. Like I both tours, I just was like, "Oh my God, like I wish." But that would be like a dream for me just because I from even if you remove Beyonce from her tours and stuff like that, the production, the dancers, everything that goes into it, the behind the scenes. Like I'm just obsessed with the creative process that she goes through with things, and I would just love to see like how she navigates that as a creative, um, how she navigates that as a mom and everything like that. Like I would absolutely love to capture her. And if it's not on tour, it's just anywhere, wherever she needs me. I would love to just definitely try it out. And then aside from like celebrities, sports wise, I would love in some point in my career to shoot the Olympics. I would love, absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely love to shoot the Olympics.
I love that. Well, let's
Yes.
start making phone calls, girl. Like, I mean,
Right? Look.
you already have Ciara. I mean, Ciara, Beyonce, Beyonce, Ciara. I mean,
6 degrees of contact or something like that.
separation, exactly.
Separation.
And
You
the
never
Olympics is
know.
coming to America. I mean, come on.
I know. So we're praying. If it's not this one, at some point I would just be grateful in some time in my lifetime to shoot the Olympics for sure, for sure.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that's gonna happen for you.
Thank
Now,
you.
what's one mistake that actually helped you grow? We talked about that a little bit, how
Mhm.
sometimes no's can be a blessing. Is there a time when a
Mhm.
mistake helped you grow?
My same situation where, I did shoot for ombre and that day that I came, sometimes you just need to listen to like directions that people are telling you, even though there's like conflicts or anything like that. Just listen and then figure it out later, basically. So I remember
Mm,
I was speaking to like one of the managers, and they were like, "Oh, make sure you get this shot." But somebody else told me not to get that shot. And so I'm sitting here like, okay. And so I'm explaining to them, yeah, this person. And sometimes in the industry, they don't want you to explain. They would just want you to just do. In some
right.
cases, you'll know which cases you need to not just do. You need to, but it's just learning that, okay, I'm given a directive right now. Let me just do what I need to do, get the job done. And then when the job is over, then we can discuss it. But at the time, you got to learn when to speak up and when it's like, okay, let me just do what's being asked, then we'll get to the other part. You know what I'm saying? So that one I really had to learn, like when to hold my tongue, when not to hold my tongue. And then, yeah. So I think that was like very important for me to learn. And it really shaped me going forward, like how to move, especially within the industry, like how to move, not letting people sucker you or anything like that, but more so just knowing like when to be that person that is going to speak up. Time and place more so. It's just time and place for everything, basically.
That is so imperative, and it could be
Mm-hmm.
such a slippery slope. And the crazy thing about it is that because sometimes people are not so explicit in what they're saying, so you just sometimes
Mm-hmm.
have to find out the hard
Yes.
way.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Absolutely.
But that's
Absolutely.
That's good advice. Pursuing your dream is hard enough. You might as well look good while you're doing it. Like I always say, when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you do good. Embodied Apparel is all about doing good for the community. It provides quality statement apparel and opportunities for firsthand social and civic engagement. My favorite part is not only are the t-shirts soft and comfortable, but they are printed by Turn 90, which is a nonprofit that provides therapy and job placement to men creating a new direction after prison. Now that's a dream I can get behind. Shop now at embodiedapparel.com, and for a 10% discount on your purchase, please use the code FazePlace. What advice would you give aspiring photographers?
So one, I always start off with you do not have to get the most expensive camera when you're first starting out. Okay. Get what you can afford. If you can only afford an iPhone, these iPhones are crazy nowadays. There's a lot you could do with them. Work with that until you can afford the one that you want. And when I had my beginner camera, I was able to do so much with it. Some of my favorite shots are still from my first camera. And it's better to just learn the foundations first and figure out you as an artist, figure out all the styles of photography, all the technical parts of photography. Then spend the big bucks if you have the big buck to spend it. I feel like personally it feels it doesn't make any sense to have like a huge expensive camera and you don't know how to work it. The photos are blurry, the photos are too overexposed, like, and you can also start with expensive camera and then learn, but always just make sure you're just learning the basics first. Don't just try to go above your means. Work with what you have now, and then when it's time, you stack up, you do whatever you got to do, enter some contests, whatever you got to do, get a grant, then work your way up from there. That one I always start out with. And then we touched on it earlier. Like I said, put yourself out there. You have to put yourself out there. The worst thing people are going to say is no. I have posted so many photos. I've tagged people. I've sent so many emails. Some emails I haven't gotten responses back. Some emails I have gotten response back. It's just you're always constantly need to be putting yourself out there. And when you are putting yourself out there, make sure it's for your own self gratification or satisfaction. Don't be like, oh my God, I didn't get 100 likes on this post, or I didn't get 5 likes on this post. Like, make sure if you like your art, you think it's good, somebody needs to see it, put it out. Make sure that you're always like doing it for you at the end of the day. I think that's so important because you can get so lost in this world, especially in social media. You can get very, very lost in just likes and views. Keep putting yourself out there. Somebody's gonna see it. You know, my clientele started with my friends and my family, and now it's complete strangers. Like, hey, can I book you or whatever? You know, now I have some celebrities on my network. You know, I have athletes in my network. Like, the more you put yourself out there, the more people could see your work. When I started getting more into my spiritual journey and I was reading the Bible more, I was coming across like different stories, and one of them was about a gift that God gave and what people do with the gift. And it's like if you hide it, he's gonna be mad. He's not gonna like that,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll take it away.
versus
Yep.
he'll praise somebody that's actually using their gift and using it for good and everything like that. So ever since I read that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to use the gift that God gave me. And I feel like if
Yep.
you're talented, if you love the work, if He gave you a gift, use it. And people that get it will get it. The people, you're not meant for everybody. The people that will get it.
Oh, most definitely. The parable of the talents. That's one of my
Yes,
favorite.
parable of the talent.
Whoever used the talent that they was given, they got even more. So
Yeah.
like if they were given five, they receive like five more talents. That's something that I keep at the top of my head too. Like I want to
Yes,
use everything that God has given me. And
absolutely.
I find myself
Absolutely.
like overwhelmed with blessings and talents, and I really do believe it's because I use them all.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, I gave you this for a reason. Figure it out. Figure it out.
Yes.
You
And then when you think
know?
about a gift, like when you shop for somebody and you give them a gift, you want them to use it. And if you see
Exactly.
that they're using your gift, you're like, okay, well,
Exactly.
let me give them something else. They can be trusted,
Exactly.
especially when they take
Exactly.
care of it.
So when I
And
read
that's so
Parable of the
good.
Talent, I was like, I needed to see
Yeah.
this. Absolutely. I needed to see this. And I swear by it every single time because I'm like, it makes so much sense. If you're not using what God gave you, first of all, if you're not using the gift that you have and you're not sharpening yourself, you're not going to get better. So that's one
Right.
thing. You're not going to get better. I will say, once I acknowledge that my gift came from God, I acknowledge that this is not meant for me to hide. I think that's when I honestly started receiving more blessings, to be honest. And no
Hmm.
matter how high up or how low the booking is or whatever, I always thank God. I always am very appreciative. Like I always circle it back to God because that's why I have this talent, 100%.
I love it. And I also love what you said about being your own target audience. I remember going to school, and I mean, everybody talks about who's your audience, and your audience is important. But I
Yes,
think you are your first target audience because you have to be with yourself while you continue to do the work. And why would you
yes.
do work that you don't like?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm telling you. And it can be crazy. Like, it's very hard when you're starting out. And it took me a long time to be like, well, I'm friends with this person. Why did not booking me? Or I know this person. Why did not booking me? And
Right.
you're just like, you realize that there's whether it's podcasting, photography, videography, there's so many people in the market, and we all have things that we like. I could like this red vase, and you like the yellow vase. Like everybody has their own thing, but someone's gonna love what you're putting out. Somebody's gonna love
Hmm.
it, and it's
Somebody.
naturally somebody gonna love it. And if it's not anybody, it's you. You
Right.
have yourself at the end of the day.
Hi, friends, it's Phaedra, and you are listening to Faye's Place. Join us each week as we talk to industry insiders about their journey and what it takes to turn dreams into a reality. Whether you aspire to be in the entertainment field or just inspired by the hustle, count this as your backstage pass. Join us every Monday for a brand new episode. And also follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook at Faye's Place.
Now, I know you love music. What is the song that's on repeat right now for you?
There's so much songs going on because I'm like trying to put together my
With the
list for the
wedding.
wedding. What have I been listening to lately? Because I'm also a big podcast girl too. So on my commutes, that's mainly what I'm listening to. So there's a little hood rat in me.
It's okay. It's all good.
Oh, this girl Taffy baby or whatever. It's very hood. That's why
Uh-huh.
that's why I'm listening. That's why I'm feeling right.
You need to get pumped up. Do what you need
you
to
know,
do.
you know. So
Gotta
I'm
help the
listening.
kids in high school and then
Yeah,
do the
yeah,
bookings, okay?
yeah, exactly. But I'm really, yeah, that's the time I've been on lately. But yeah, it's just I've been listening to so much music, just getting together like the stuff for the wedding. Like I can't even tell you what I've been listening to. But that's the one song that like when it comes on, I'm like, yeah, turn me up, turn me up, turn me
I
up.
need it. Well, what are you currently dreaming up?
Well, obviously always just trying to get better. Now that like I'm taking this little break from photography until after the wedding, now I'm like, okay, I should also use this time as a rebrand. Like I can study a little bit more, study different lighting techniques that I want to do, just better my studio photography, start planning for the upcoming seasons for sports and everything. Also, I really just want to make more connections in the industry, whether that's music industry, sports world, just gearing up for any like big things going on. And then just getting all the personal projects I have in my head and just getting it out. Like I'm supposed to be doing a personal project that's centered around like weddings, and I was very ambitious in December to do it, and then wedding planning happened and I was like, okay, So that's that's why I'm like that's my dream right now, to get this project done. So hopefully by April or May that project is out. But honestly, yeah, my dream right now, my dreams right now is just to better myself and get through this wedding. And then, like I said, just making like genuine connections and just bettering my work so that I could really start, making the most out of it,
Yeah, well, I know that you will achieve all those dreams.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, if people want to reach out to you, how can they do that? And can they keep up with you on social media?
Yes, so I'm Shay Shot on Instagram. That's my photography page. I'm also Touche __. That's my personal page if you want to see how crazy I am outside of the professionalism part of me. Um, I'm also Touche, also on Twitter. Those are the main like forums that I use right now. And then I also have my website, shayshotted.com, where you can see more of my work. That's how people book me. So those are like the main areas you could see me.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for stopping by Faye's Place. You are
Thank
welcome back
you.
anytime.
This was amazing. You are on point. I love this. I love this so much, and I wish so much for you.
Thank you. And I am so happy to know you. We are
Yes,
all proud of you, and we
thank
just expect
you.
great things.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful. And to our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode and what we're doing here at Faye's Place, be sure to give us a great rating on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Tune in next week for another episode with you in mind. I love you all for listening.
This podcast episode was recorded with Riverside.